today, I would like to invite all of you to join me on a trip. Pardon the tears. On this trip, you guys going to see some sceneries that may be familiar to you. It may wake some emotions in you that's familiar to you. Embrace them. Trust them. And think of yourself, I'm safe where I am today. So, but this is not your typical trip that we're going on. And hopefully this thing works for me. We're going to go to South America, to a country called Guyana. Has any one of you guys been there? Sorry, that's going backwards. Who've been there? Beautiful. So you know the uniqueness of this country. It's a third world country. So the trip that we're going to take, I'm going to take you all the way back to 1978. And where we're heading is through a road into a little girl's life. See, this little girl has been living her life with a secret. She cannot tell anyone this secret because she's ashamed, embarrassed. So because of that, she's going through a life of trauma from a childhood into her adult years. And she still has not told anyone this secret. So you're wondering, what the heck is this secret? You see, when she was 8 years old, a family member, an older family member, attempted to rape her. Remember the number, 8 years old. This is just a child. Can you imagine a child going through with this and living with this at the age of 8? And she cannot tell anyone. So she lived with the reasons why she cannot tell anyone. Nobody will believe you. And in this country that you're living, girls has no rights. If you report it, you are blamed that you did something to attract this type of attention. So then you victimize once again. So what do? You suck it up, you put it inside, and you carry on. Now, this is still happening today. So I have a little bit of a statistic for you. Within the age of 13, children between the age of 13 and 18 will face sexual assault, rape, attempt to be rape. It's happening in today's world. Well, let's the little girl continue living. She packed her darkness and she's going through. Where is her parent during this time? While this was happening to her. She lived with her dad only as a single parent. He works 2 jobs so he can put food on the table for his children. So he's not home a lot. The kids, all 3 kids were with family members and neighbors. You know what you hear the slogan saying, it takes a village to raise children? That's it. So while he was at work, unfortunately, these things happened, he's not aware. The home they were living in was a very tiny home that has 1 bedroom and 1 kitchen, no bathroom. So you shower outside, butt naked sometimes. But it's not uncommon. So this girl continued living into this darkness. But she found a place where she can be happy for a short period of time and be safe. And that place was school. She will go to school, she would immerse herself in her book, and the time will pass. And she's happy in that moment, and life can throw anything at her because she don't think about her trauma. But when she's home alone, she cannot get away from the thoughts in her head. As it kept all the thoughts, I hear a lot of speakers thought about what you keep in your head, you live in your head. The thoughts in her head of what happened to her keep her prisoner there. But she has school, so she has a safe place. So she carry on. However, hang on tight, everybody, because we're kind of going a little bit of a downhill here. At the age of 13, she was taken out of school because her dad, single dad, living in a third world country, cannot afford to send her to school. Holy crap. What happens now? Her safe haven, her happy place, is gone. School was her only escape for a better life. Can any one of you guys here feel what she's feeling at this moment? She felt her heart and soul was ripped out of her. What do I do now? Where do I go? How do I escape from where I am now? So as she rolling down that hill, she hit the bottom of that hill. No one is there to pick her up. And she rolls some more. And sinking into that bottomless pit. So what did she do? Nowhere to go, no one to see her. So she curled up and she bawled and she bawled and she bawled. Still no one there. Would you ever recognize this pain in someone's voice or eyes if you see it? Would you even know what to do if you recognize this pain that somebody's reaching out to you? And if you do, would you help or would you walk away? The pain that this little girl was feeling, now that she's about 13 years old and nowhere to go, in this bottomless pit, that was the school that she was finding herself into. That is exactly as it is today. That is a current picture of the school. That is Houston School in the city of Houston, the village of Houston. In this bottomless pit, because there was farming, there's selective of bottle of poison. She says, I do not want to live anymore. She grabbed this bottle of poison. She looked at it and she hesitated. Then she opened the cork of that bottle, drained it to her head. The next thing she knew, she woke up in a hospital. The poison was pumped out of her stomach. She looked up to the sky and said, God, why did you save me? What's the purpose of this life? Why am I here? But still, not one person asked, why did you do that? No one cares. So, as I'm talking about this subject right now, some facts for you. World Health Organization stated over 700,000 people in the world completing suicide, thinking about it, and 20 times more living with these thoughts in their head. This is real. Anybody wants to understand this and accept and admit it is real, but nobody wants to talk about it. Because they said it will trigger. But it's a conversation that we need to have. So, as she woke up, she has to carry on with life. because there's nothing else to do. God save her. But for what reason, she do not know. So she packed up her little trauma, put it back in the suitcase, tuck it in deep, stand up, and you gotta live. So she's all grown up. She has 2 kids of her own, but she's never ever far of that edge of that slope of falling over, but she never tempted again. Because she has 2 children now, as Bill had says, family matters. And that's what you're living for now. Not for yourself, but for your family. So that's what she's doing. Her children create that mentality for her to live for them, not for herself. But how does she do that? Although she have children, she had to be in a relationship to have children, right? Can't do it by herself. But all her marriages were broken because of this trauma that she keeps. She do not let anyone close to her because she still have not shared that secret. She's scared that someone will see her secret. So, but one day, she got to the top of that hill that she was so far thinking that she's going to fall off. But instead of falling off, she found some wings. And she starts soaring high into the sky. But how did she find her wings? She had a profound moment. And this profound moment that she had was so surreal. Was one day, she was driving in her car. She was actually planning her funeral. Now you say, how does that come to a surreal moment? She was planning her funeral, and as she got into her car, she got to the parking lot because she was going to buy the cultural clothing that required for her funeral so that her children do not have to worry about that if somehow she fall off of that edge. But while was she in that car submerged in this dark place, something happened in that moment. A bright, bright, shining light that you can ever seen surrounded that car with her in it, and the world stopped, and she was the only one alive. In that moment of that white light consuming that car, a sudden thought in her head, I wanted to live my life. I wanted to live the life for me and no one else. Not even for her children, not even for nobody, just for her. In that moment, she had to accept the darkness before she can go into the light to want to live. Let me repeat that for you. She had to accept the darkness before she go into the light and wanting to live. And from that day on, she found her wings. She found her purpose, that she asked God that day, what is my purpose? That is when she found it, about 42 years after. Her purpose and mission is to help others who is going through trauma from any sort of, I'm not going to keep using the word suicide and rape and all of that, but any trauma, boys, girls, men, women, to live their life free of suicide thoughts and live the life for yourself. Find your true happiness within yourself. That is her mission. Where is that girl? Where is she? What is she doing now? How is she spreading her mission? How she's expressing herself to the world? She's standing right here in front of you. My name is Neila R, and that is my story. That is my journey. This is my mission, my vision, to stand here and show everybody that you matter. taking your power back, taking my power back, allow me to be standing here, grow my wings, soar high above the sky, and spread my message and my vision. I have learned to love myself within me. I have learned how to connect to my heart versus my head. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of exercise that I do. So place both your legs onto the floor. Put your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your lap. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in love. Breathe out through your mouth. And breathe out trauma and slam that darn door shut on trauma. Take another deep breath into your belly. Hold for 1, 2, 3. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3. Your hands are still on your heart. I would like you to find that inner child within you. Tell him or her, you are loved and you are safe. You are safe within yourself. Let that little child inside of you out. Take another deep breath in and hug that little child that you find within yourself. Breathe out. Slowly open your eyes. How do you feel? Your heart will love you authentically, and it helps you to connect with your body, mind, and soul. And guess what? It's a tool that's always in your toolbox wherever you go. And it's free. You do not have to pay anyone for it. It's yours. So I want to tell you that this is my journey, my mission. Would you help me break the stigma? Sorry. Suicide is not a stigma, it's a sickness. Will you help me break this? Would you help me use your voice to help somebody? For parents, I want to ask you to do one thing if you have children. You see your child sitting somewhere and you said, okay, you're lazy, you're this, you're that. But did you ever ask them a question how they're doing? And if you asked and said, I'm okay, how about asking a little bit more? Really, really ask that hard question. You'll be surprised. Children do not need any pressure from their parents. There's enough peer pressure out there for them. They don't need it from you. Talk to your children without any judgment. No expectation. They are children, let them be children. But try to see what they're feeling. With these few words, I would leave you with this heartfelt meditation. Keep it in your toolbox. Take it with you wherever you go. I hope that the journey I take you on, you have learned a bit. And thank you very much. I appreciate all of you.